The forest was silent, too silent. Not a single chirp, not a single rustle. Only the faint crackle of fire somewhere far behind. A shadow moved through the mist, massive, breathing heavily, nostrils flaring for scent. Something was hunting. And just a few feet away, hidden beneath tangled roots, a trembling mother creature shielded her young with her wings. She could feel it, the danger, the eyes that watched her from the darkness. In the world 1,000,000 years ago, fear was not an emotion. It was survival. Chapter 1: The Dawn of Life. The first light of morning spread across the ancient valley like liquid gold. Towering ferns glistened with dew, and giant dragonflies danced lazily above the still ponds. The air was thick with mist, warmth, and the hum of life, wild, raw, and untainted. Amara, a young female Lurks, a species between bird and reptile, stood at the edge of a rocky cliff. Her scales shimmered like bronze under the sunlight, and her sharp eyes scanned the horizon. Below, her tribe moved slowly, mothers guarding nests, younglings playing near shallow streams, and the old ones humming low, ancient songs of warning. They were a peaceful kind, but peace in this world was a fragile illusion. Danger was always near, waiting, watching. Chapter 2: The Hunt Begins. As Amara moved down the hill to gather fruit, she froze. A sudden rustle, a growl low, guttural, her instincts screamed. She darted into the ferns, crouching low. Through the thick leaves she saw it. A Ravakar, the most feared predator of the time, its black scales glinting like obsidian, its golden eyes locked on a herd of grazing herbivores. It was massive, strong enough to crush bones with a single bite. Amara's heart pounded. The Ravakar wasn't hunting her, not yet, but any wrong move, any sound, could turn her into prey. She knew the rule of the jungle. The moment you stop moving, the world moves against you. But something worse was happening. The Ravakar was heading straight toward her tribe. She had to warn them. Amara broke into a sprint, darting through the tall ferns, leaping over roots, her claws scraping against stones. The wind roared in her ears. Her tribe's camp came into view, nesting grounds surrounded by large boulders. "Ravakar," she screeched, her voice echoing through the valley. Instantly, chaos erupted. Chapter 3: Fire and Fear. The Ravakar burst through the trees like a living nightmare. Its roar shook the ground. Birds scattered into the sky, and the air filled with dust and screams. The elder Lurks fought bravely, spreading their wings, clawing and biting to protect the nests, but the predator was too strong. Amara grabbed her younger brother, Cairo, pulling him behind a fallen tree. "Stay here, don't move," she hissed. "But you'll die," Cairo cried, his small wings trembling. Amara turned, tears burning in her eyes. "Then I die protecting you." With that, she ran toward the chaos. The Ravakar swung its tail, sending two creatures flying. Amara dodged, picked up a broken branch sharpened by lightning, and drove it into the beast's eye. It roared in agony, thrashing violently. The ground split, stones rolled, and fire from a recent volcanic tremor ignited dry grass. Smoke filled the valley. Amara coughed, pulling survivors toward the caves. In the distance, the Ravakar collapsed, but it wasn't dead. Not yet. Chapter 4: The Long Night. That night, the survivors huddled in the cave. The cries of the wounded echoed softly, mixing with the distant crackle of fire and falling trees. The air was heavy with loss. Half the tribe was gone, the nests destroyed, the young scattered. Amara sat silently beside Cairo, staring at her blood-stained claws. She had done what she could, yet it didn't feel enough. The elder, an ancient Lurks named Oro, limped toward her. "You fought bravely, Amara," he said, his voice hoarse, "but bravery alone cannot protect us from what's coming." Amara looked up. "What do you mean?" "The world is changing," Oro said. "The air grows warmer, the ground angrier, the balance is shifting. We must find new land or perish." She looked outside the cave. Ash fell like snow, the moon glowed red, and somewhere in the darkness, the Ravakar's roar echoed again. Chapter 5: Journey Through the Ashes. The next morning, the tribe began their journey. Through burning forests, across cracked earth, past rivers that boiled from the heat of underground fire. Amara led them, every step a struggle. Hunger clawed at them, thirst burned their throats. The young cried and the old began to falter, but still they walked. Because giving up meant extinction. Days turned into weeks. Then one afternoon, as the sun sank low, they reached a vast canyon. Below, a lush green valley stretched, untouched by fire, full of life. But between them and that paradise lay one final challenge, a narrow stone bridge, old and fragile, with the Ravakar waiting on the other side. Chapter 6: The Final Stand. The tribe froze, fear rippled through them. Amara stepped forward, her heart pounded but her eyes burned with resolve. "We end this today," she said. She motioned Cairo to stay back and climbed onto the bridge. The Ravakar growled, packing like a demon, its wounded eye still bleeding from their last encounter. It lunged, Amara leapt aside, the bridge shaking violently. Rocks crumbled and fell into the abyss. She slashed at the creature's face, dodging claws and teeth. Her body bled, but she didn't stop. Behind her, Cairo shouted, "Amara!" And then she saw it, a weak spot in the stone arch. With one final scream, she drove her claws into the crack and jumped back just as the bridge collapsed beneath the Ravakar. The beast fell, roaring as it vanished into the shadows below. Silence. Then cheers, cries, tears of relief. Amara collapsed, exhausted but alive. The tribe crossed the remains of the bridge safely and entered their new home, a place of peace, at least for now. Chapter 7: A New Dawn. Years passed, the forest healed, the tribe grew again. Cairo became a leader, strong and wise. Amara watched proudly from a hill, her scales faded with age but her heart full. The valley below shimmered with life. New generations played under the sun, unaware of the sacrifices made before them. Amara whispered to the wind, "Danger always lurks, but so does hope." She closed her eyes, letting the warm breeze carry her words across time. And somewhere in that ancient land, the echo of her courage lived on. Ending message. Narrator tone softens. Even in the world a million years ago, life was fragile, but it was brave. Every creature fought not just for survival, but for love, for family, for the right to see another sunrise. And maybe that's not so different from us today. No matter what age we live in, danger always lurks, but so does kindness, courage, and hope.